Welcome to the video. Before we begin, if not already, please take a moment to subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. And click the bell icon to receive notifications when I upload. Comment your little heart out. And most of all, please enjoy. Now back to the video. Brandon Lee was a rising star. Son of none other than Bruce Lee, he was primed to follow in his father's footsteps. Unfortunately, he did in more ways than expected. You can't talk about this movie without bringing up the sudden and tragic death of Brandon Lee during filming. A prop gun malfunction resulted in Brandon being shot for real, and he died shortly right after. The movie was put on hold temporarily, shuffled between studios, but the filmmakers decided not to let his final performance be lost. So they completed the movie, using a variety of special effects, CG, body doubles, anything they could do to complete the movie. Like Eric Draven, the movie was brought back from the dead. This is The Crow.
People once believed that when someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead.
And sometimes the soul is just slippery.
Then sometimes, the crow can bring that soul back.
The night before Halloween, Sergeant Albrecht, played by Ernie Hudson, is at the scene of the beating and rape of Shelley Webster. Her fiancé, Eric Draven, played by Brandon Lee, is downstairs. He took the shortcut. He'd been stabbed, shot, and thrown out the window. They were supposed to be married tomorrow. I guess the wedding's off. Albrecht goes with Shelley to the hospital. And this is Sarah, a young friend of the couple. She's got a tough home life, so they used to look out for her.
She's gonna die, isn't she?
Everyone's gonna die. I meant soon. Yeah. 1 year later, Shelley and Eric are dead, but life goes on. Sarah drops by to make sure they're still dead. She's looked after now by Albrecht, and it's sweet how they bond over hot dogs. A crow comes along and comes tap, tap, tapping. Get up, man. We got shit to do. Eric rises from the grave. Luckily, it's Buffy's night off. The crow helps Eric score some shoes. Did you know they don't bury people with shoes? I just found this out a few weeks ago. He makes his way back to his apartment where his cat is squatting. Oh, that's so Gabriel. The place looks like shit, but it still holds a lot of memories. Some good, some... And he has flashbacks of the night of the murders. T-Bird, Tintin, Funboy, and Skank are the ones responsible. I don't know who's responsible for picking their names. They home invade, rape Shelley, and stab Eric and redecorate. They're still making trouble setting fires all over town. Eric has returned to avenge their deaths, now an immortal zombie with Wolverine-like healing abilities. So leave it to a crow to condone murder. He puts on makeup just to hide his identity, or maybe just to look that much more badass. The gang passes time by taking shooters a bit too literally. It's fine if you keep it to a smaller caliber and don't chew. You're gonna blast Mr. Hanky right between the eyes.
You out of your motherfucking mind, man!
I'm on so much mescaline. Spoon! The crow is also an excellent spotter and finds Tintin, the knife guy. Now to make a nimble, cat-like superhero landing.
Halloween ain't till mañana.
You really shouldn't talk. Sting? Eric can still be hurt, albeit temporarily. He's still got nards.
What the fuck you want, man? Why don't you tell me a story?
Then will you go to bed? Plenty of monologue when you should be stabbing.
I like you to meet two buddies of mine. We never miss.
Liar. Eric kills him by stabbing Tintin in every major organ in alphabetical order. So that's asshole, balls... It looks like they took Tintin to St. Elsewhere. This is the big boss in this town, Top Dollar, played by Michael Wincott. He controls the gangs in town, along with Micah, his lover/half-sister. Let me say that again. Lover and half-sister. Hey, Luke and Leia, get a room. Still, it's not all incest up in this place.
I love her eyes.
You made out with your sister, man!
Eric pays a visit to a shifty pawn shop. Why so serious?
Oh, shit on me!
Is that a request?
No, man!
I know, I stabbed you. He also came back for his stuff, which was pawned the night of the murder. This engagement ring and this cool guitar.
Beg you, don't kill me.
He lets the owner go so he can deliver a message.
Tell the rest of them that death is coming for them.
Why warn them?
They're gonna erase your sorry ass!
Weren't you begging for your life like a minute ago? Now to test the limits of all state fire insurance. Albrecht runs into Eric, but can't bring himself to shoot. Just admit it, this feels wrong. One glance away and Eric Batmans his way out of there. But there's still plenty of other crimes to ignore. You get the feeling these two are trying too hard to be edgy. Hey Lannisters, cool it. That's a spicy eyeball. He gets the bad news.
Gideon's pawn shop just burned down.
Oh, that and Tintin got killed. Looks like they got his barber too.
You made out with your sister, man!
Sarah lacks parental supervision, so Eric steps in. Again. He hides his face, yet throws out clues to his identity.
I wish the rain would stop just once.
Can't rain all the time.
Eric?
He's like one of those people who can't quite keep a secret. I can relate. Sarah's out alone so late because her mother is a bit of a junkie and neglectful as hell. She has intervention written all over her. She also happens to be shooting morphine with Funboy, another gang member. And here's Eric.
Take your shot, fun boy.
Just a flesh wound.
Time for divine intervention.
Look.
He squeezes the morphine from her veins. Hey, that wasn't free, you know. CBS ain't fucking around. Top Dollar's Lieutenant Grange, played by Tony Todd, goes to investigate a crying hoe and finds Funboy train-spotting. Looks like Funboy had too much fun. Eric drops in on Albrecht, who immediately accepts what's happening.
You died. You got buried.
I got better.
Are you some kind of ghost? Boo.
That won't work. He ain't afraid of no ghosts. He gets some of the pieces filled in. For example, Albrecht stayed with Shelley at the hospital before she died. Eric is able to feel the pain Shelley felt. But don't be seeing between 9 and 10, that's me time. Can I crash here? No.
Draven. He said his name was Eric Draven.
You made out with your sister, man!
Bye, Chumley. Nobody gonna ask where the amp came from?
Shut up! Some of us are getting murdered in the morning!
Hurry up! Hurry up!
Gen X, man. T-Bird and Skank are next. Eric takes T-Bird for a short flight. Yet another ironic death. Live by the flame, die by the flame. In the crotch. He got a lot out of that little container. Oh shit, did somebody say his name 5 times in a mirror? Sarah wakes up to new mom. In any other world, I'd give it a week tops, but I think she'll be okay. She knows Eric is back, but everyone seems to know. He's not exactly keeping a low profile. Before Zoom, people had meetings in person. Barbaric, right?
Devil's Night is upon us again. Oh, we throw a little party, start a bunch of fires, make a little profit.
Just how does he profit? Do they sell fire extinguishers? Insurance? Marshmallows?
I like the pretty lies.
Shut up.
The hell that thing get in here?
Well, nobody in this town ever heard of window screens, so there's that. I thought my jokes were bad.
I just want him.
Kill him!
Of course, he's impossible to kill. Here, chick, 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 chick. Who are these clowns? I don't know. We met most of them just now. The ones that matter escape. But Eric does get his hands on the last guy, but he'll make it quick and painless. For himself. Freeze! Spoon! The surviving bad guys are scheming as always.
He has power, but it is power you can take from him.
The job is done, so Eric prepares to go back to the other side. He gives Sarah a parting gift, but this only makes her a target. She's kidnapped and Eric has to postpone death number 2.
What is that, some sort of souvenir there from your pal?
You had the ring for like 2 minutes. Eric to the rescue, but the bird is shot by Candyman.
Quick impression for you. Call, bang, fuck, I'm dead!
Ugh, that was awful. The bird is hurt, and this makes Eric vulnerable, and his immortality starts to wane.
For a ghost, you bleed just fine.
Not ghost, immortal goth zombie. Gah! Albrecht joins the fun before they can kill the crow. We eat tonight! I have a bunch of these, so which one do you like better? Hey, Cruel Intentions, knock it off. Hey, Flowers in the Attic, give it a rest. Hey, Greg and Marcia, take a cold shower. There's so much incest in movies. The crow takes Micah's eyeballs and she falls to her doom. At least the landing will be a surprise. Rooftop fight on a church. In the rain. It just doesn't get any gothier than this. Top Dollar is suddenly a master swordsman. Top Dollar. Love these names, don't you? It's like everyone was named after bumper stickers. Eric is not as unstoppable as he used to be, so he's not going to beat Top Dollar with fisticuffs. Of course, Top Dollar is revealed to be the mastermind behind the murders. Anyone else not shocked by any of this?
I have something to give you.
Instead, he gives Top Dollar the goth mind meld.
30 hours of pain.
Emotional damage!
Top Dollar. More like spare change. But now it's time to go. Hooking back up with his love on the other side.
Roll over, you're in my spot.
Here, try to hang on to it this time.
And that was The Crow. I can't watch this movie without thinking about Brandon Lee's death. It just hangs over the entire film, and it affects the tone in a weird way. Purely accidental, of course. It's a tone that can only come from a real-life event, especially one closely portrayed on screen. They didn't use the take that killed him, but he's still shot on screen repeatedly. Brandon Lee's character, when he's not brooding or disoriented, is really charismatic. He's one of the darkest superhero characterizations I've seen, but he still has a chuckle in him. And I've seen Man of Steel. Wink. Oh, I was supposed to wink. The bad guys are the weak link. When you have an antagonist whose only motivation is violence, mayhem, it gets cartoony after a while. I'm not asking for a deep backstory, but give me something more than anarchy. I actually found Micah really annoying. She's trying so hard to be spooky, dark, and deviant. I got no sense of threat from her, and she was set dressing most of the time, and she kind of looks sad. Tony Todd was sadly underutilized, but damned if he didn't look slick in this. That's a good look, isn't it? It's got a great soundtrack, a good choice of 90s rock. It's a Hot Topic come to life. So dark and gritty, the color palette is really subdued, like the comic it's based on. Most of the establishing shots are done with miniatures and compositing, making it kind of dreamlike. Acting gets a little hammy, some awful dialogue, but also there's some great lines buried in there.
They're all dead. They just don't know it yet.
The story isn't the most original, it's your typical revenge tale, but with a supernatural spin, and a slick, stylistic approach that helps set it apart. The romantic angle makes this a gothy date movie. See, there's something for everyone. And I'm a sucker for movies that have couples meeting again in the afterlife. Yeah, I'm getting sentimental in my age. This car chase was done with miniatures. I couldn't tell until I was actively looking for it. When they cast Lee, I was expecting a martial arts movie, but they went with a more grounded fighting style. He's invincible enough without the Bruce Lee legacy. Don't ask me about the sequels, I haven't seen them and I don't plan to. The Crow is 4 Bs. Some silly characters and a tragic real-life event weigh this one down, but it's still an eye-popping visual and emotional treat. Thanks for watching! Like, subscribe, comment the bell, you know, the usual YouTube stuff. This is theNewBee, and I'll see you later, kids. Toodles!